couple of years ago, I was introduced to a holiday song. Maybe you've heard it. It's called Sugar and Booze. And the premise of the song is that the best part of the holidays is sugar and booze. And toward the end of the song, the lyrics say, "Come New Year's Day, we'll all resolve those extra pounds to lose. But the best part of the holidays is sugar and booze." It's a funny song. Whether we celebrate these holy days with traditions that are grounded in the sacred or the silly or both, we nevertheless emerge from them a little discombobulated, a little overstimulated, dare I say, perhaps even lost. Mary and Joseph and Jesus, we know from today's gospel reading, celebrated the festival of Passover every year. And they did it by traveling several days from home to Jerusalem and the temple that was there. And then they stayed in Jerusalem for the duration of the festival and then traveled back home the way they came. And they did this with an extremely large entourage of extended and family and acquaintances. I can only imagine that it was dizzying and confusing and really easy to lose track of many things. Even from this 21st century, I can relate a little bit. I like to think that I keep my focus on the things of God, right? On Jesus. But sometimes the minutia takes over and the message gets lost. Jesus is 12 in this story. He has one foot in childhood still, and the other foot on its way to adulthood. And he has been well reared by devout Jewish parents. By the time he's 12, he's figured out that people who hang around the temple learn more and then teach about the God of their ancestors. And he knows that that is what he is called to do. So this year, he's old enough to figure out how to remain behind. Does he purposely deceive his parents, knowing the intense anguish and distress that will cause them? Or rather, is he so drawn, so enamored, so absorbed in what he experiences at the temple that he simply stays after the crowds and the bustle leave? When Mary and Joseph finally find him, in fact, the thing that he says to them is something that maybe could be better translated as, "I must. It is necessary that I be about the business, the things, the stuff, the work, the interests, the house of my God. I must. It is necessary." And so it's easy to forgive Mary and Joseph for losing track of Jesus, because it's easy for them to be distracted by the minutia of day-to-day living. And we also forgive them, we also give them so much credit because they have nevertheless, in spite of all of that, managed to create a sacred, holy family life. My dear sisters and brothers, we too have one foot in the world of minutia. We're distracted by, sometimes irritated by, all that seems necessary in life. We too bear with and forgive ourselves and one another for losing track of what's most important, because everything insists it's most important. We give ourselves and one another credit for all the ways we manage still to create a sacred, holy life. After all the sugar, the dizziness, the bustle, after all that passes, and then in the quiet of the temple that is your home, your body, your soul, your spirit, may you find there the Christ that is so drawn, so enamored, so absorbed in what he experiences in that temple that is you, that he simply stays, clothing you in compassion, kindness, gentleness, and patience, filling you with peace and gratitude. My dear sisters and brothers, may the word of Christ dwell in you richly.